And then ultimately...
Careful, we're coming up on another structure.
Ultimately what's going to happen is that you end up in a situation where either your restaurant after a year succeeds and you start making profit, or you just fucking fail. And there've been, I'm not going to say every restaurant I've ever been to that I've liked or that has been open, you know, did I think, oh well, it's such a tragedy that they didn't make it. Like, there was always something about either their food or their service, or more than likely, you know, like how quickly do you turn a table? It would be an example. I know that's an American thing. I talked about this when I went to Colombia, where when you sit down, you have a table. That's your table for a while. You don't have to like get up. You know, they're not trying to turn you in like 20, 30 minutes. But sort of what I'm trying to get at is if you have a restaurant that can fit 100 people or 50 people, and you know I go there for lunch or dinner or something, and you tell me it's going to be a half an hour, you know, okay, well, that's fine, but are you turning people over, or are they just sort of sitting around and bullshitting, you know? And I kind of understand, like, well, if you don't like it, go somewhere else, but like, you know, this isn't like, again, this isn't like Colombia where I can just go a block down the road and get roughly the same thing at a different place, you know? Like, well, I couldn't get into, I don't know, let's just pick a regular chain. I couldn't get into Applebee's.
Pelican inbound.
I guess I'll go to the TGIF or something. You know, the bar food down the road. Like, the closest place like that would probably be like, I don't know, 10, 15 miles, I want to say. I mean, it's a little more, like, if you're talking Mexican, talking Italian, you're talking a pizza place, you know.
They're all pouring out of the middle. Let's get in there.
Get in there. Then, yeah, I mean, you don't have to go very far, at least in the area I live, to find another pizza place, or Italian food place, or Mexican place. You know, but if you want to, I don't even know how to put this. Stop doing what you're doing. But if you wanted, like, I don't know, Indian food? Like, there's, like, one Indian place in my area without going into the city that I know of. Of course, there was this other place that was kind of like an Indian place, but they were so teeny tiny that, like, what would happen is we walked in there at like 4:30, which is super early for, oopsie, super early for dinner. And they had like 10 tables, okay? And when I say they had 10 tables, that's not me saying, well, they had, you know, 20, 30, no, they had literally 10 tables, and they were all like 4-seaters. And sort of get to the point of my story, like, half of them were filled with people, and the other half of them were reserved for people. And I don't know when they were set to come in. 4:30, I mean, maybe they had reservations for 4:15. I'm sorry, 4:45 or 5 o'clock. But if you're able to turn that table in a half an hour, I mean, I'm in and out, you know, but I don't know how fast their kitchen is, which, another thing I forgot to mention, sometimes your kitchen can be real slow, which we had a long ago, a far off time known as the 90s. There was a Red Lobster near a mall where my parents used to go all the time to go shopping. And they had by far the worst turnaround time on their cooks.
Shoot it!
To the point that after like 2 or 3 semi-okay, not great times we went there, my parents just stopped going altogether. Because you would, it wasn't really, it was the fact that you would get there, they would tell you it's a 20-minute wait, you'd say okay, they would seat you in like 30 minutes. Okay, so that's within reason, ballpark, whatever. But then you would wait like, you'd order your food and you wait like 40 minutes for it to come out.
Enemy here.
I don't know if they didn't have enough chefs, or their chefs would take too many breaks, or what the hell the story was. But it was like, the restaurant was too big for that pace. You know, not, you know, fancy gourmet man place where, you know, you enjoy the company and you talk and, you know, your waiter schmoozes you a little bit and then you get this really nice steak or really nice, you know, meal, and then you know, you enjoy yourself over the course of like 2 to 3 hours. This is a place like, okay, there's like 300 people in here over the course of like, let's say, what would that be, like 50 tables or so? I don't know. I'm not doing my math very good right now, am I? And it just take forever for you to get your food. So like, with little kids, I mean, like, you know, they don't know any difference. I didn't know any different as a little kid, you know. You wanted to go there because the food's good or whatever, but like, then like 5 minutes goes by, 10 minutes goes by, half an hour goes by, and you're just like, you're eating the crackers that they left you for the soup because like you're getting hungry and pissed off. Yeah. This part of the mission I don't mind so much. You know, I mean, obviously you had the tank, scorpion tank, and now you're in this like area where you're kind of going back and forth between like close quarters and long distance sniper rifle range. Now obviously I can't bring my tank any farther than this. This is where it has to stay. It has to park its butt there. But we're going to continue on up the road, and then there's going to be a sniper area, which is kind of nice, but annoying because not all the guys will proc until you start moving up, and then you sort of defeat the purpose of a sniper mission when you're moving up into their regular range. So checked point. Oh, and in case anyone cares, I don't know, much like I don't know how people are able, I mean, I guess if you're really good at the game, you really understand the mechanics, but I don't understand how anyone's able to beat this game on Legendary. Halo 1 and this game, I don't know how you beat it on Legendary. I've beaten 3, I've beaten 4, I've beaten Reach on Legendary mode. I cannot get through this game. I get caught in certain difficult areas and just I don't know how you do it. I mean, I understand one of the key things about at least Halo 1 is don't worry about the enemies, just get through the area, you know, figure out what is and what is not the you know, what's the trigger point for the next area. Once you hit the trigger point, you move on. You don't worry about, you know, the people, whatever, there. And then, of course, to add on top of that, you have lasso runs, which is, you know, legendary, all skulls on bullshit. I don't know how people do that either. because, you know, there's a number of skulls that, one, you pick up, when you pick up ammo, it's half depleted, or maybe it's just enemy weapons, I don't know, but like ammo drops are 50%. You know, you're picking up enemy weapons that are mostly exhausted, or at least 50% exhausted. And then, like, there are other things like, oh, you died? Well, you go back to the beginning of the mission. Which I know there's ways around that. You get around that by just simply, when you die, you press the start button, you go to your last checkpoint. Which I don't know how that works. I don't know how they let that get through. Yeah, this is the part I was talking about. You move up, and then all of a sudden, like 5 or 6 guys come out of the cave. Plus, it triggers the flying enemies as well. So this is a way to get them to come out of the hole. And then this should... I don't know if it necessarily will trigger the storm or not, but it'll at least... That was some bad sniping right there. One shot, one kill, man. It's not shoot 3 times and then maybe hit him in his head.
I was so busy kicking ass, I forgot to take names.
What's up?
So yeah, they do put this sword down here. I don't think this is dropped by anyone. I think it's just a placement. But I don't know all... I mean, obviously it's useful in the next section where you're starting to get into like a little bit of closer quarters, but I'm not really sure what good it serves, to be honest.
I'm hit!
It's always a kind of a slow going thing, you know. Just not, I'm not good at the
What's the map?
the
Am I coming
nuances of like, well, this is how you fight these guys optimally. I mean, I know what the optimal strategy is. It's to carry, you know, a plasma pistol in one hand and this gun in the other, and you basically hold it in, charge it, overload their shield, and then shoot them in the face. Sniper rifle works as well, but you gotta put it on their head, and in most cases the elite will take 2 shots. Like that. Even though you put it right on their noggin, it doesn't matter. And then that, of course, is useless against those guys with their shields. Kind of glad they never ultimately decided to give elite shields. That was in one of their, I wouldn't say promo material, but it was one of their design documents. Was they were going, before they really nailed down what they wanted the Jackal to be, they had created like I don't know, elites, if you will, and they carried sort of a large shield, kind of like, you know, the Jackals carry like what we would call a Spartan shield, where it gives you a hole to, in this case, put your gun in and shoot while you're completely covered. Spartans, of course, use that to put their spears through, particularly in a phalanx.
Look at me when I'm talking to you.
I don't know if you were talking to me or you were talking to what's it called?
Now
Elite,
that's
but I appreciate it nonetheless because I didn't die. But like, yeah, you had the elites that had these shields that would cover, you know, their body. It was much bigger shield than the round shield that the jackals carry. But like, I can't imagine like, okay, you're gonna go.
good.
You have not
Still
only
no
do you
word
have
about
to
Amber Clad on the Covenant battle.
negate their shield, but he's
It's
also
odd.
carrying
The
a
Covenant
shield.
know we made landfall, but they don't seem to consider us a very serious threat. Boy, are they in for a big surprise.
Fascinating, Cortana. There's the plan, everybody. I'm gonna flip flop that. Fine. And we're gonna go down in this building. We're gonna see what we can see in the building. I remember this area. This isn't too bad with the sniper rifle because that causes them to. It gives them recoil damage. You know, they recoil, that is, which gives you more time to line up your second shot and kill them. So. That was unfortunate. Okay, though. Alright, recharge your shields, it's fine. Get him here in a second. Gotcha. Gotcha right before your shield recharged. Pick up this sword. Cutscene. So this is the second half of the level. Regret.
Wait, go back. That's what I thought he said. The Prophet of Regret is planning to activate Halo.
Are you sure?
I shall light this holy ring, release its cleansing flame, and burn a path into the divine beyond.
Pretty much.
Commander, we've got a problem.
So I hear. But from what I understand, the Prophet will need an object, the Index, to activate the ring. I've located a library similar to the one you found on the first Halo. If the rings work the same way, the Index should be inside.
I'll bet the Covenant are thinking the exact same thing.
Then we better beat them to it, Sergeant. Extract your men and meet me at the library.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll secure the Index, Chief. You take out the Prophet. He's given us all the intel
Shit.
we need.
I just realized that I'm not on the Anniversary Collection's graphics. This is not the right level of graphics. Oh shit.
What? No one saw
Up, I'm dead.
The demon is dead.
Yep. Alright, we will move this time. Just standing there gawking at it. You'll notice for the first time that on their little crown looking things that the prophets have, they have kind of like a ring on it, like the Halo rings. So I don't know what that means. I don't know if there's any lore relevance to that. Bad. Put that right through your stomach. I wonder if all elites get swords, or you have to be like a white, you know, you have to be like an ultra elite in order to have access to a sword, a plasma sword. Up.
You know, I think the Forerunners built these new structures around the old to protect them, honor them. Pure speculation, mind you. I'd need to make a thorough survey to be sure.
You see what I mean? I kind of go back and forth between close up and long range battles. So again, you're dealing with snipers here. Without a counter sniper in your possession, you're kind of playing to a disadvantage where you're running between whatever you call that cover. So you're able to close the distance here. And put, of course, either throw a grenade at them or... Oh, you're dead.
I'm afraid you're in for an awakening, Scott. You know,
Yeah, just hit right on your face. Pull the trigger, be dead. Also, I'm gonna ignore the little grunt guys that are on my team because they are not... They just talk like, I showed him what to, and you're like, but I killed everyone for you, bitch. Even cleaned up your piss puddle you left. Yeah, sniper rifle bullets, or plasma sniper, whatever you want to call them. Not worth to be used on grunt. Jackal, maybe. Particularly if they're sniper jackals. Elites, yes. Grunts, no. Here, have a grenade that gets stuck to your feet. I stuck at you with my grenade. Take at you. Yes, that's right. We're gonna throw grenades randomly at things. And that's not high enough to take those guys out. Oh. Yeah, this fucking rifle is super effective against grunts. And somewhat effective against jackals. And not very effective against elites. Which is a bit of the opposite of like, well, each rifle's good at what it does. But, you know, obviously like Needler, good against grunts, okay against elites. Really bad against jackals. And then, of course, plasma pistol, you know, really great against jackals, pretty good against elites, and not very good against, what's it called, grunts. You guys are rude. You can just shoot me. No. I do the shoot. You don't do the shoot. That was a double. They both pulled the trigger at the same time and killed me. That'll happen. Not much you can do about it. You want to try to... I killed that blue elite. Did I kill that blue elite, or did... I'm not sure what happened there. Because I feel like I knocked out his shield, but I don't remember, like, putting another thing on him. Oh good, I ran out. That's okay. His weapon's pretty good against them as well. Just not as big of a target to put on his noggin. Switch that up.